went too far in a few places.
Hello there, welcome to the show. My name is Zach Golden, and today we're going to be watching the third installment of the Secrets fan film franchise, Secrets of the Temple, a Star Wars fan film. I am really excited for this one, ladies and gentlemen, because I have not seen this fan film. so it's a lot of fun when I'm able to sit down and watch a fan film I haven't seen yet, because I've seen so many, a lot of previous episodes on Rotten Meiloorun reviews. I'm normally just like rating and reviewing, where this one, I'm not only doing those things, I'm also having a fresh reaction to this film. So far, watching this franchise, I've had a really good time. The entertainment factor is very high in this franchise. That is probably the most consistent thing in this franchise, is that each episode, it's just fun. It's just a fun watch. And so far, each installment has been like 3 times better than the one before. So hopefully that continues to be the case for these guys. Really looking forward to it. Let's see, make sure you hit like and subscribe, support the channel. If you're interested in getting more content from me, check out my Patreon page, where you're going to see me do a deep dive on all the fan films I'm watching. Here, I'm kind of reacting and reviewing and rating the films, but on Patreon, I'm actually going to dive deep into all the aspects of the film that I watched. I'm going to discuss what worked, what didn't work, what the writers and directors can do better next time. I mean, you can consider it like a Star Wars fan film masterclass. So if you are interested in that, the rates are super cheap as $1 a month, and the benefits are just as good as any other Patreon page out there. So it's a no-brainer for a lot of people. And when I say a lot, I mean the whopping 2 patrons on the page so far. What? We got Wesley Hamilton and Nate Whidden as the most consistent patron supporters on the page right now. And the next 2 people that actually hop on to the Patreon page and support me for a month, they get a free Star Wars pop figure. And I say free, I mean, you get a pop figure with no extra charge, and you get to choose which one you want, and I send it to your address. I mean, come on, you're getting stuff for free, basically, kinda. Not really, but yeah, you get the idea. All right, folks, consider Patreon, and if not, like, subscribe, all that doodah. Anyway, let's get into it. Here is Secrets of the Temple, a Star Wars fan film. I'm really excited. This is cool. This doesn't normally happen. And I'm really smelly. Holy cow. I just got back from volleyball and I smell terrible. Like, man. All right. Without further ado, let's watch this bad boy. Oh, wow.
In the months coming, I think we'll all need to pull together. The people will be looking to us for leadership.
Let's do it.
Do you think they'll send us on another mission?
My master said the war will be over once General Grievous is captured. Until then, we're stationed here on Coruscant. Everything will be okay, Abe. As long as we stay together.
I know.
Do what must be done. Do not hesitate. Show no mercy. Once more, the Sith will rule the galaxy. Execute Order 66.
It will be done. Think about brothers. On the left. Block them off. Search the Lord of the There's one on the right. You're all told the room. There's only on our 6th floor. We're ready to tell them down. Smoke them out. We got them now.
This is pretty impressive. Wow. Grogu.
Everything will be alright, little one. Keep hold. May the Force be with you, Osforce.
Come, younglings. Hurry. Mr. Drog is this way. Satno. Where is he?
Dead. We are on our own. Where are the other younglings?
Master Seaman made it out with a child, but the others, they didn't make it.
Come, stay together.
This is pretty cool. Wow. The makeup effects is pretty good.
My lord, the inauguration was a success for your pupil. He is ready. He will soon find what we seek. May the Imperial flag flourish on Cairo Eva under your newest Inquisitor, the 12th brother.
Wait, so all that was the opening?
Now listen, I don't know anything. I don't know what it is.
That's the little girl from the flashback, I bet.
Stay back, Jedi.
Whoa, he has a beard and everything.
How long have we been on the hunt, damn it?
Ever since that gangster extracted the remaining Kyber, I'm still starving for bounties.
The new gangster has nothing to do with us. Now, hand over the map.
Eat lasers, Jedi.
Man, all these characters look cool.
It's blank.
See you back at camp?
After I gather more supplies.
You're getting pretty good at that.
I learned from the best.
He kind of has a Game of Thrones look about him. Also, I'd like to learn his name in this episode. I still don't know what his name is. Alec? Is that his name? Alec?
What?
Blink. There was nothing.
Another dead lead. Get some rest. We'll try again tomorrow.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master. Cool.
Did he just say his name? Cole? Is that the name? Did we just learn his name? Cole. Got it. Good to know.
During your trials, say no more. I know you did your best. But thanks to these med packs Hade found me, I'm healed and healthy again.
It's not that. It's about who you encountered.
Not this again, Master.
Are you sure it was a Sith?
Certain.
And he wore the rare fur from Lethal?
Yes. Master, why are you asking me this again?
I need to be certain that what I'm seeing in my dreams is real.
It's the little boy from the temple.
I just didn't expect you to be attacked by a Sith.
And a bounty hunter.
Did he wield the Force?
Lord Aragorn. he looks just like him. Oh wow, look at that.
It's the gangster.
Boba Fett.
Pure Kyber, as you requested.
But I thought he gave up bounty hunter living.
Now the credits, as I requested.
Hey, Sadnik, bring her in, and the Red Knight is yours.
What do you want with her?
She's a thief to our shipyard. Bring her in, alive. My client is getting impatient.
Where can I find this Jedi?
She visits the Senajay forest often. Shipcore, there can't be no mistake this time.
What did he say?
I brought some more back, Dad. I know he cares a lot about our survival. And more importantly, about all of us, but the Jedi Order is gone, Dackley. I think it's time we move on and adapt to a more colonized system. Never mind. Get some rest. I'll take over on the night watch. We don't deserve you.
Their costumes look great in this episode. Whoever did the costumes, great job. Wow, and look at that.
Years ago, the Jedi believers hid relics all over this moon. According to my sources, they once met here before the bandits terminated them.
Are you sure a group of Jedi believers would meet here?
In their early stages, yes. Then they would have moved to the temple. We'll base here until we find evidence nearby. Split up, report what you see, but do not engage with any locals.
Let him go.
My sources tell me you have a lead on the whereabouts of Sipcor. Tell me where he hides.
He's a ghost, my friend. Now leave our camp with your shiny boys below.
Hesha.
Help me find him, and I'll guarantee a better life for you and your friends.
We will not give in to your empire, Inquisitor. You spread fear across the galaxy, not freedom. Cairo Eva was a free system until you and your bucketheads arrived.
Cairo Eba was and has been a scarce moon since its inception. What we're doing is no different than the bandits raiding your lands.
You are a
Assemble
dead
your
man.
hunters, Hesha, and let us hope they aren't traitors to the Empire or Cairo Eba, for your sake.
Why do I feel like Dacley's gonna die in this episode? Swear to God, if they killed Dacley. I will riot. Yeah, that's another thing. Is Mace Windu going to show up in this thing or not?
Not good.
Man, the choreography has massively improved.
Shut it. What do you want?
I'm just a simple man making his living on Cairo Eva.
Answer me.
Good luck hunting me, gangster.
I'm ready for this guy to be a good guy. I could have sworn he... Oh, is that it? There's a post-credit scene, though, I bet. I could have sworn Aragorn gave up being a bounty hunter, though, because I thought that's what happened in the previous episode. Wow, yeah. Right off the bat, I can say that they managed to improve in a lot of ways with each installment. Yeah, great job, Lachlan. We're really watching you grow. I think that's the coolest thing, is that with each installment, we're seeing you become a better director, writer, and that's really cool. This is your best work that I've seen so far. I'm gonna wait for these credits to roll through because there's probably going to be some kind of end credit scene. I hope there's gonna be an end credit scene. Nope. All right, well, no post-credit scene, but I guess that'll be for chapter 2 next week. So overall, after watching this, I think the biggest thing that they've done that just blows the previous 2 films out of the water is the story. I finally felt like the story was present. It felt like there was a direction and a vision. And I can finally feel like I can trust the director and what he has planned. I think there are things that can improve from a visionary standpoint, but at the same time, like I said before, there's this progression that I feel is building on top of each other, and so I'm really proud of Lackland. It just feels like we're getting somewhere. We're getting to know these characters. I'm finally feeling like I'm getting attached, and I'm really happy that I'm there, because I think the entertainment factor in these films so far have been really fulfilling. Like, they're just really fun to watch. Entertainment factor is so big. That plays a big part in the film watching experience. So, and he delivers that every time. There is give and take, like there are issues with all of the films, but at the same time, like, I'm entertained the entire time. So great job. I also felt like the writing was much improved. I know the characters' names now. That's really big for me, because I was having trouble like understanding who these people are. Like, what are their names? You know, I talked about that in the previous videos. Now I do, and I think that helps me connect with them more. Acting, you know, is pretty standard for fan films, but again, like, the actors that have been with us since the first episode are getting better with each film. Like, it just feels like all of these people are growing together, and that is cool to watch. And so I think, like, for this franchise, this is a great example of like watching people grow in the filmmaking process. So that is a lot of fun. The cinematography, I would say, could definitely have been better. There were many times where the talents weren't in focus, and it just felt very bland in some parts of the like the shots just weren't that creative. They were just like, yeah, we'll do a medium close up here, maybe a close up here, and then we'll go wide. And just didn't feel like there was a whole lot of creative input on the cinematography, and the sound design was also pretty lackluster. There were a couple of times where like it was very obviously ADR. Other times there was hardly any audio treatment at all. Maybe it was just because like the boom mic wasn't close enough to some of the actors. Whatever it was, definitely could have been better. But the fight choreography, like the fight scenes, were great. The Operation Nightfall sequence, like, what the heck? That was awesome. I was not expecting that. We do not get enough of content in that specific moment in Star Wars, Operation Nightfall. Why are we just now seeing more of this? I want more, but I know I shouldn't. You know, like, I'm just like, I'm so glad these guys went for it, and I bought it. Like, it didn't pull me out. Like, if anything, it pulled me out because I got excited. You know, I was like, oh, they're doing it. You know, so great job, guys, with the Operation Nightfall sequence. And I'm getting really invested in the 12th Brother. The opening scene to the Nightfall sequence, and then later on in the movie when they're talking about Cole's, or what is it, Colt, his encounter in the first episode. I'm starting to get a feel for this character. I'm learning who he is and what has influenced him, and I'm really starting to like 12th Brother. Super cool. Really excited about his role. Also, I'm really liking Dackley, and I think it's just primarily because I am a sucker for green Jedi characters. If you know me well enough, I am a huge Kit Fisto simp. I will simp for Kit Fisto all day, and I will defend him all year long. I don't care what you say. Kit Fisto's still alive. Just gonna say it. So if Dackley dies, I will riot, just so you know. It will not be a good day if Dackley dies. And I'm also like super impressed with like how massive the cast has gotten. I mean, we've got Summer Sloan Alvey, we've got Kaylin McNatt, James D. Ortega, Tanner McNatt, Spencer McLean, Ashley Anderson, Anton Moss, Connor Ronnie, sorry if I butchered that, and Sasha Sloan. I mean, and then all of the Mandalorians in the background. You got Boba Fett, you got the Clone Troopers. Like, those cosplays were amazing. And the makeup effects and the aliens. I mean, they were just beefing it up and like delivering the goods with each sequel. And so like they're getting more and more endeavorous. Ultimately, my final thoughts on this film is that there are great things. There are things to be liked about this film. Very respectable. However, I do think that things like the cinematography, some of the editing, the sound design really hurt them. It really hurt them. It really lowered the quality. And there are a lot of times where the cinematography and the editing and the sound design really yanked me out, and I had to reinsert myself into the film in order to enjoy it. With those things said, let's dive into the Star Wars factor. So folks, if you're not aware what the Star Wars factor is, essentially there are three pillars of filmmaking traits that make Star Wars what it is. If you know George Lucas enough, you know that he valued three things in a very specific order. So story was always number one. Spectacle came in as a close second, because with that story and adapting it into this massive space opera, there was going to be a visual stimulant that came with the story. And in order to create that spectacle, he needed to innovate the technology in order to tell the story efficiently. So you've got story, you got spectacle, and you got innovation. And if those three things are met efficiently in that order, you have a pretty dang good Star Wars fan film. So that said, this fan film gets a Star Wars factor of 6 out of 10. Great job, guys. I felt like the story was the primary focus of this film, which it should always be the case no matter what story you're telling. But with this, it was very apparent. The spectacle was there. I mean, we had all the costumes, the aliens, the special effects. We had the cool fight scenes in the wheat field. You know, like the Operation Nightfall and Anakin and the Clone Troopers. I mean, it was just such a spectacular visual piece that we had here. And I'd love to get some behind the scenes content because I can't speak too much into the innovation, but I will say having that set piece for Operation Nightfall is something that you never really see a whole lot in Star Wars fan films. So in that respect, I think you guys did a great job of prioritizing what makes a good Star Wars fan film. You had the story as number one, you had the spectacle as a close second, and you had an element of innovation that I could see. I think the only thing that's holding you guys back is really tightening the script. It felt like there was a lot of needless things happening. And I think if the director really honed in on the cinematography and really worked with his cinematographer, not doing his job per se, but maybe taking the time to build storyboards and pushing the cinematographer to really get that nice, clear shot, to not cut corners and let anything fall out of focus. And to think of ways you can get creative with what you can do in the mise-en-scène. I think those things could really boost not just the quality of the film, but the viewing experience. And I think all of those things combined, the first chapter of Star Wars Secrets of the Temple gets a Rotten Meiloorun score of 60%. As I said again, each episode seems to be climbing and climbing and climbing. Each one is more improved than the previous one, so great job, guys. You're doing fantastic so far. There are things you should improve, that you should hope to improve upon. Maybe we'll see that in Chapter 2. And again, if you want to see me do a deep dive on everything about this film, make sure you hit me up on Patreon. Again, the rates are very low. Also, I just want to make sure I list out the credits for this film. We have director, writer, and producer Lachlan McLean. We have the director of photography, Chase Moyer, Sharon Bardellis. Sorry, I butchered your name. And we have Josh Beck. I recognize Josh Beck from the previous film. We have Lachlan McLean as the editor, sound design by Dalin Vorak. We have the visual effects by Kevin Robbins. Good job. We have CGI, Justin Lamb, Jacob Carney. We have stunts and choreography by Dalin. Dvorak. Good job. You did good in this one. We have makeup effects by Spencer McLean, Kira Kalk, Sean Gordon, and Whitney Rivers. Good job, guys. Makeup, prosthetics, all that stuff was great. Costume design, Lachlan McLean. Dude, I loved the costumes in this thing. The costumes were so good. I mean, like, a lot of it just felt very Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones. Maybe hone more in on the Star Wars-ness of the costumes, but I personally enjoyed the kind of archaic look of some of these characters. So I loved it. Great job. Original soundtrack by Andrew Theriot. I remember him from the previous one as well, and he's doing much better too. I thought the soundtrack was better. Could use some more work. I still feel like he keeps doing that thing where serious moments are played out as comical, but he did improve a lot from the second one. And I went over the actors and actresses of this film. That's all I've got for you guys today. Next week, I keep burping. Anyway, next week we will be watching Chapter 2 of Secrets of the Temple, and I couldn't be more excited because I haven't seen that one either. So come back next week for that. Other than that, let me think. What else do I want to say? Nope, that's it, folks. So come next week. We'll have a good time. And as always, may the Force be with you.
I want you to get out of this office right now.
I'm sorry, Sam.
No way.
You brought
No way.